seems like these days most forms of media are struggling. I can't help but notice that the quality of media we once had is pretty much gone. TV, radio, music, movies, and of course, video games. The reason for the downfall of media is kind of an each to his own type of take, but I will be detailing the reasons I think media is struggling. The truth about quality is that quality only exists as long as something is profitable and shows results. Expect the quality of something to deteriorate over time if said thing is not profitable. I feel like these days the quality of things has gone down because of easy access. Easy access has made a huge part of media irrelevant and redundant. For example, physical media has been getting pushed out the door lately, though there has been a lot of pushback and backlash from people who still strongly believe in physical media and having a library of physical media. The thing is, some people have been very positive towards fully digital media, with things going so far as there being fully digital video game consoles now, with the slogan being, why go out when you can get it from home? Look, fully digital is a good concept, but if it doesn't cater to everyone, it's not really that good. For one, you need a really good internet connection, which most people don't have or struggle to afford. Another important aspect is the fact of COVID-19. The pandemic had a huge impact on media with social distancing, lockdown and quarantine. A lot of people's perspectives have changed because people could no longer be in close proximity with one another. This is where the working from home trend started and everyone was basically living their lives online, and streaming platforms started seeing a surge in viewers and internet usage also saw a surge in users. Let's talk about movies. First of all, the pandemic really affected the cinema because people could no longer be in crowded areas. And though things have gone back to normal, and I use the word normal in the most modest way possible, the biggest issue I have is there's nothing really good to watch these days. For me personally, if the movie trailer doesn't interest me, then I am not going to go watch it. The last movie I watched at the cinema was Transformers Rise of the Beasts, and I will admit that it was a pretty decent movie, but at the same time, it's very forgettable. It's a very forgettable movie. Wasn't a fan of the main actor either. His performance really wasn't that good, and I have never heard of him before. However, his female co-star is someone I know from the movie Project Power, which was a movie I really enjoyed. Transformers Rise of the Beast is a decent movie, and it was nice to watch it at the cinema. The biggest issue I have with movies these days is the lack of good movies. Movies that interest me. The movies I watched in 2023 are Gran Turismo, which is actually a fantastic movie, Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania, which wasn't a bad movie, just a little bit silly. I liked Kang the Conqueror though. Fast X was over the top, basically a G.I. Joe with cars. Transformers Rise of the Beasts, John Wick 4 was okay. No One Will Save You is an amazing movie. The movie was made in such a great way. Spider-Man Across the Spideyverse is a decent movie. The Creator makes no sense, and Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which is a good movie that stuck to what makes Guardians of the Galaxy Guardians of the Galaxy. The most popular movies of 2023 are movies I don't really care for, like with Barbie and Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer I might still watch, but Barbie no way in hell, unless I have to, because as a kid, Barbie was made for girls, and I am a guy, so I don't care about Barbie or the Barbie movie. Music is something I used to not be able to live without. I grew up in the early 2000s where all genres of music saw considerable success and popularity. Hip-hop, pop, rock, metal, electro house and alternative music. Then you fast forward to the current day where there is only one or two genres of music that are doing well, that being hip-hop and pop, which are two genres that according to modern day standards you don't need a lot of talent to profit off of. The amount of genres that have pretty much disappeared is mind-blowing. I should not have to look under rocks to find good music, which is what I pretty much have to do anyway. I rarely listen to new music because most of it is complete and utter garbage. The average listener says I like the song because the beat goes so hard, them not caring about the lyrics or the meaning of the song, ignoring their morality just to satisfy a trend. I really don't have much to say about the music industry, but for me personally, I don't really follow mainstream music that much anymore. Most of the artists I listen to are old now and have slowed down or are retired from making music, or are mainly doing behind the scenes producing for new artists. This is usually why the beats are always on point, but these days I usually stick to small artists or songs from the early 2000s just as a personal preference. Nothing much I can really say about video games that I haven't said already. People know my stance and they know it to be a controversial one that is supported by some and that is disregarded by some. I have my views on video games and gaming because of the time that I grew up in, which was basically around about the time the PS1 came out. I have noticed that video games went from being huge to slowly declining over the years, and a lot of people don't want to admit it. Look, just because you have all the money in the world to afford everything doesn't make you right about everything. You are the exception and not the rule. I have been playing Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy. I have heard so much about this game and decided to give it a try, and honestly, I am blown away with how good it is. The story so far is fantastic. I bought the game when it was on special on Steam, and I have been having so much fun with it. I don't want to say too much about the game. I will leave that for another video when I have finished the game because there is so much to this game and a lot of detail. I'm looking forward to making a video about this game, Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy. Media is struggling, but it's not dead yet. I know there are some people out there who will never let it die. These are the giant people who have held media on their shoulders, and there is many of them. People who are talented, passionate, hardworking, and have a lot of experience, wisdom, and new ideas. Media is just in a rough patch right now due to a mentality and a message that isn't helping anyone. The problem is these days, if you try and please everyone and it's not done right, you will end up pleasing no one, and it will be considered a failure or a commercial flop, which will lead to a lot of negativity and backlash. This will probably be my last video of 2023, and I've wanted to make this video for a while, but didn't know the right time to make it. I even started to write the script but scrapped it, and then I lost it. I am glad that the channel is doing well, and I thank everyone for the support and for watching this video. And with that, this is the Chilly Man signing off, saying goodbye and see you next year.